Am I doing? I'm glad woo is the response I can get. Never tell the doctor woo. How are you feeling? Woo! Awesome, good for you. Stroke. So, this is my first time doing this, so I'm trying to get this right. So I'm trying to do, what every stand-up comic does. So first let me say that it's great to be here in... 1 second. Maryland. Now, I'm just worried that I'm going to, not suck. I mean, suck. Sorry, that was a Freudian slip. When you say one thing and mean a mother? But speaking of mothers, have you ever been making love to a woman and all of a sudden you just start crying uncontrollably? And you don't know why you're crying, so it just makes you cry even more. Then you look down at them and they're giving you a weird look, so you continue to cry. And then you don't know what's going on. The next thing you know, you see through the tears. You're not actually making love to a woman. You're sitting alone in a dark room with your dick in your hand, crying. And, well, so you just keep going back around to what you're doing. And then next thing you know, you realize, wait a second, I am making love to a woman. So you start to laugh, and you think it's funny. Then you look down at her, and she's got a really serious look on her face. So you realize the only thing you can do is kill her. Lots of people? Actually, since this is my first time doing this, I had to write down ways to remember the joke. I want to read you guys exactly what I wrote to remember this joke. And this is word for word on an envelope that I took out of my girlfriend's house and left there with this written on it for her parents to find if perchance they ran across it. And it goes, and I quote, "Crying during sex, comma. Turns out no sex, comma. Turns out actually sex, comma. Funny all of a sudden, comma. Kill her, period." So, I'm not really sure exactly what the response to that would have been if someone would have found that besides me. Now, speaking of joke writing, to prep for this, I got myself a book and I started writing down things I thought was funny. But the problem with that is, I smoke a lot. So, to me, everything is funny. I had a huge list of, dogs versus cats. Who would win? Tigers versus wolves. It's up in the air. No one really knows those kinds of questions. Like, I think Darwin tried to figure it out for a while, but I think he died. And so in my book, I actually have written, and it says, cheese sandwich plus meat equals cheeseburger. And I'm thinking to myself when I'm, not fucked up, sober, which is when I wake up, and I'm thinking to myself, exactly where was I going with this? What was I thinking in the back of my mind to write the Idiot's Guide to Making a Cheeseburger in here? And the best part of that entire thing that I wrote out was after that one sentence, it just had the word expand underlined 3 times. Like I know what I was supposed to do right after I was done with that. Now, speaking of cheeseburgers, how many guys here have ever tried to suck their own dick? Anybody? There we go, yeah. Yeah, raise your hand back there, we know. I've seen the YouTube video. Here's my question to those of you that have tried to suck your own dick. Where do you go from there? I've tried to visualize the steps in my head, like, step 1, get naked. All right, cool, got this down. Step 2, psych yourself up. I don't know, look at your dick and go, now I'm going to put you in my mouth pretty soon. I definitely want that in my mouth. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could go past that step. But then there are the brave people that venture on to step 2, getting the dick in your mouth, which is really just a test of how good a gymnast you are, because you're going to end up doing like 30 backwards tumble salts before you finally succeed in getting the penis inside your mouth. Now, fantastic. Dick is in your mouth. Congratulations. Now, I know you're feeling pride because, hey, 30 times doing a backwards somersault, and now you've got a dick in your mouth. And it's your dick. Like, how many people can say that? So, you're filled with all this pride, but when does that pride stop being pride and excitement and start being just gay? Like, when is it, yes, I've got a dick in my mouth, to, no, I got a dick in my mouth. Where do you draw the line there? And now you have a dick in your mouth, where do you go from there? Do you continue sucking your penis? Or do you just go, I've had enough here, we can do this? I figure once you get your penis in your mouth, it's kind of a, no holds barred there. You finally got the penis in your mouth. Who knows when the next time you're going to get a dick in your mouth is, you know, unless you're gay, obviously. Then it'll probably be Tuesdays, right? That's what I was told on the internet. But yeah, so you've got the dick in your mouth, and where exactly do you go from there? Is it too gay to continue to suck your dick to completion? Because if you think it's too gay to keep sucking your dick, it was probably pretty gay to put your dick in your mouth in the first place. Now, speaking of dick suckers, how many people here play World of Warcraft? Anybody? Alright. Now, I know a couple of my friends play World of Warcraft, and every time I hear about someone else joining up, it's like I'm reading the obituary in the newspaper. It's like, yeah, John just joined up with World of Warcraft. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna miss him. But I'm sure there's somewhere in Azeroth, there's an orc cleric leveling up and kicking ass, so more power to him. So those of you that actually do play World of Warcraft, can I see a raise of hands real fast? Well, thank you guys for being honest. How's the outside world? Still cold and unforgiving? I'm just glad I get to see you guys out in, like, any kind of light. You're, like, rarer than a snow leopard. I feel like a Planet Earth guy having to stake out inside of a tree to watch you guys come out. And I'm sure right now there's probably, like, some basement completely empty in someone's mom's house filled with Battlestar Galactica figurines and Firefly DVDs, like hand-drawn maps of Middle-earth all over the desk. I'm glad you guys came out. Now, before I end my joke, I want to touch on how many people here smoke. And I'm not, you can say cigarettes if you want, but besides cigarettes, you can just applaud, you don't have to raise your hand, because I know that's probably, yeah. All right, good. The same people that were laughing. Coincidence? Not. But, have you ever smoked so much that you're not really sure if what you're seeing is what you're seeing? Anybody? Yeah, there we go. Okay, thank you. I didn't want to be the only one, because if you smoke, you also know you're paranoid, and you're the only one that's seeing things, and you're probably crazy. Okay? But, anyway, I went to a festival one time, and there was a fenced-off area, and it was $5 crocodile wrestling. To which I thought to myself, you know, this is probably one of those fake pot mirages that, you know, isn't really real. But it turns out that that was the only real thing that was actually in my vicinity. Of all the things I've imagined, the one thing that had to be real was the crocodile wrestling. You know how many people I saw that went up there with the same intention I did? Crocodile wrestling, yeah, sure, whatever, it's inflatable, I'm getting mauled, fuck. Fortunately, I was not one of those people, because I have a tolerance. Yeah, thanks for laughing at that. It was true. Other than that, yeah, my paper's pretty much empty. I don't really have any more jokes written down. I do have a little pep talk I gave myself on my sheet of paper in case I got nervous up here just to look at every time. It says, "Don't be scared. You smell nice and your hair was washed recently. People will, in caps, respect you." So, I just want to thank you guys for your time, and thanks for respecting me. Have a good night.
This is a great fucking show. 5 for 5. Give it up for Justin Puig. He had this whole place laughing except for this one old dude that was just staring up there when he started talking about sucking his own dick. The guy just looks down and he goes, walked out the fucking door. Alright, so we lost one. Way to go, Justin. Alright, you guys, Brian, I just actually bumped you one more because we're not quite ready yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, girl.
Grady's giving you the sign. Grady don't want the pressure of the 5 for 5. You guys, please welcome another first time at the High Tops, Mr. Grady Marshall coming to the mic.
Repeat one of your jokes.